myself earlier, pretty much this morning, and I was thinking, the golden rule, which is treat everyone as you want to be treated, has a bit of a flaw, right? We're all different people culturally, the way we raised up, and just values, right? So the golden rule has that flaw. Now the platinum rule is to treat everybody as they want to be treated. But that poses a problem. Okay, and this is going to be kind of why I think that each rule is applicable, but none of them are applicable, but both are not applicable all the time. Okay, so let's start off with the first one, right? The golden rule, coined by I don't know who, but treat everyone as you wish to be treated. And I'm going to look at this through the lens of kind of someone who runs a practice. So whether you run a Medicare practice, an insurance practice, a financial practice, a medical practice, or a law practice, the golden rule works really well. And here is why. Because the golden rule will attract the kind of customers or the kind of clients that are aligned in your beliefs. Remember how I said the platinum rule, you are treating others as they wish to be treated. But you have to remember, all of our kind of, relationships with other people, I'm not saying you can't have relationships with people that don't have the same beliefs and values as you, but when you go into a professional relationship, like you're someone who advises someone on their money, their legal fees, their medical health, a lot of those core beliefs are core beliefs, which means that they will not waver for these people who are your clients, your customers. And that can cause huge friction between both you and the client. And for me, I think that's one of the things that I learned pretty late in my career. I've always tried to kind of, platinum rule. You have to treat our clients as they want to be treated. Kind of understand where they're coming from. Understand what, their values and beliefs are. But then I'm still filtering it through my own beliefs when I'm making decisions, because I'm the professional with the experience. Here's the problem, right? When you're a professional, professionals have to look at things through their lens, or if not, just read the paper, right? Read the research and objectively make a decision. If you do that, you don't need a professional, and therefore you don't need to go to one. So all the people who are coming to professionals want that professional's recommendation, right? They're not in it because they want objectivity. They're in it because they want you. And if we don't, as professionals, make it known, or at least attract those folks who have the same beliefs, who have the same values that we do, we could be hurting them. We could be hurting ourselves too. In the long run, relationships built on, not solid foundation of really understanding. Because you gotta remember, if you are associated with someone using the platinum rule, and they believe as you would believe, right? I'm sure you can understand that if you share values with someone, then you have a common ground. If I were to treat you as you want to be treated, then you get a false sense of I believe what you believe. You feel manipulated. But if I treat you how I want to be treated, then at least there's some form of understanding. And also, it will prevent burnout, because if I constantly have to be a chameleon and switch gears all the time, that can be stressful. It can be anxiety provoking. it also makes you feel like you have lost some kind of identity. And that's where a lot of this kind of wish flip-flop comes in. I mean, when you're making new friends, you know, a lot of people want to fit in. And that's okay. But you have to have your belief and values set to a point where there are these unshakable truths that I run my life with, and they will not be broken, right? Whatever those beliefs may be. And if someone crosses that line, that's it. In the professional world, at least in the realm of private practices like my business, most financial planning businesses, where you can choose your clients, I feel like if there are certain clients that violate that line, then just, stop running business with them. It's going to cause you too much stress, too much pain. Additionally, like for myself, the way I run my business is the way I would run my life. Like in the very beginning, I had this very clear cut, like, all right, if this is work, sorry, I can't see my hand on this side. This is work, right in the middle, and then this is life. There's a line. So if, let's say, I was advising someone on investments, I would separate my life, my personal experience from the equation and give top-down advice. So whatever the firm was saying, that is my stance. Because the firm is backed up with all this research, all this, whatever. And I'm just a conduit of said advice. As if any of you know or follow me on this channel, you probably know that is definitely not me anymore. I don't do that. I believe in finding the right thing for the person. There's no right person for this thing. Well, I guess there is. But it's mainly the other way around, where you meet someone and then you find out what they want and you help them if you can. For me, when it comes to investments and all that stuff, yeah, I used to do that. I still have my license, and there's just, the way I run my business is for those people who have a whole ton of time ahead of them. You put away as much as you can. So be smart about what you're putting away into, risk tolerance, time horizon. Understand what it is that you are putting money in. It just baffles me that people will put away more money than they've ever seen in their life into a 401k, and they have no idea what they're putting it in. Like, I know financial advisors. I am a financial. Well, I guess I was a financial advisor, and we know probably marginally more than a regular person. I guess it's material. We know. We take classes. We go to, at least I went to college for that, and we took certification tests. We have our licenses, so we know a bit more. But with all due respect to all of you in the financial profession, it just baffles me how little the clients know. I don't know whose fault that is. It's probably nobody's fault, but the fact that this thing became a necessity in life. But we all have to kind of, take it back to being yourself, understanding why you're doing what you're doing, conveying why you're doing what you're doing with your clients, and then also have the same values and beliefs. not saying you match your clients' values and beliefs, but you at least understand to a point where your beliefs are congruent and potentially where they differ, and that way you can make that not subtle, but that very, very intentional switch. Okay? So, and by switch, I mean, for me, Medicare supplements versus Medicare Advantage. If you have the money, Medicare supplements will make your life way easier. That is my stance. But if either, number one, you see value in the Medicare Advantage space, as almost 50% of Medicare beneficiaries do, that's more than 50% will probably be enrolled next year, then that's okay. I don't hate you. That's just how it is, and that I can understand, and then we move forward. And I know that this person has a different value or belief in something that I don't, but I know that, and they know that I am on the other side. I like Medicare supplements more, but at least they are in understanding on your stance. And you can't say later on oh, you know what, I thought you thought this. No, my point is made. It's just like when I look at investments, right? If I have a client who loves oil, I don't love oil, but they do, right? I'm not gonna be all hyping up oil just because they like oil, right? I'm gonna give them my objective information that the firm provides. Then I will provide them with my personal outlook and why I think this way, based on what I know, what I see, and what my client has, what my client believes, and then they can make a decision. I always feel like so many times people just go into something like a huge investment, 401k rollover, IRA, whatever, and they honestly have no idea on what metrics to even look at. I mean, that's why a lot of these really, really I can't forget the word, but the influential, I guess, investors like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Peter Lynch, all those, Michael Burry, right? They all have their little thing, but it's a big thing because it's very, very simple, very useful. Warren Buffett buys companies he believes are good value, because value is the difference between what something costs and what its value is, right? The value is the extra thing that you can eke out. That's kind of what investors look for. They look for a mismatch between price and value. Peter Lynch, he believes to invest in what you know. So if you drink a lot of Coke, use a lot of Procter & Gamble products, why do you buy that? Makes sense. You use it, it must be popular, your friends use it, you see it being bought out. It's a good, sturdy place to put your money. Michael Burry, he is a detailed freak. He's going to look at all the numbers and find discrepancies between what's actually going on and what people are saying. Right? That's his little thing. Now, you can't always be right. People like Michael Burry, because they're going against the grain, they kind of get a lot of slack. Actually, they don't get a lot of slack. That was the wrong thing to say, but they get hurt. They get put out in the crowd. But fortunately now, like I said, you just keep to what you know, and the people will find you, right? The golden rule: treat everyone how you wish to be treated. They all treat people how they all treat everything they do the way that they want to be treated, right? If you look at all the stuff that they do. Now, Michael Burry, he values education, he values meticulous research, attention to detail, and he himself is someone who is very, very, I guess you could say he's very, very smart. He's not someone who is going to come up in a suit like Charlie Munger or Warren Buffett or Peter Lynch, all these kind of fund managers. But he's going to put his money where his mouth is. He values research, and he'll stay up late. He'll run through thousands of pages of financials. He doesn't care how he looks, because he knows it's all up here for him. That this is what he values. He values the brain. He values that, right? And you know that. He doesn't have to hide, doesn't have to make himself different for each person he meets. He just has to do what he does. And if you're still with me at 15 minutes and 45 seconds in, when you can do that, when you can be you and do what you do, it becomes very, very powerful, because now you never have to figure out what to do for somebody. You just do what you would do if it was you. Do what you would do if it was someone that was your family, if it was someone who you loved, someone who you cared about, someone who you respected. You treat them all the same way, and that's the way you want to be treated. And that's really, really powerful, because a lot of people treat people how they think that person wants to be treated. And many times we lose it because we feel like we're so different. But we're all the same. And the golden rule, platinum rule, whatever, right? Just treat people the way you want to be treated. Not the way you think people want to be treated. The way you want to be treated. Right? Not this, people think like 5% of people. No. I talk about statistics a whole lot, but no, not that. Think about how you want to be treated. Ruminate about that. Meditate about it. Pray about it. And then build your practice, and eventually your personal life too. This is all personal and professional. Like I said, that line there is gone. And just be yourself. And I feel like most people, again, not statistically speaking, but I just feel like most people out there want to be or want to help others. At the core of their being, they want to help other people. And they just don't know how. Maybe they're scared. But if you're genuine, then you will do your best, because you want to make sure that you are the best for your clients. And you can do that by being open, transparent, and just making sure that everyone that you meet is in a better place after they meet you, especially professionally speaking. Personally speaking, if you can do that, that's golden. But for the most part, and especially for this channel, just understand that the golden rule and the platinum rule are ways to kind of resonate how to attract clients, right? And for me, as I've come to realize, the golden rule works really well because it keeps you who you are. The platinum will get you more clients in the beginning, but those clients won't last. And they find that advisor or that insurance agent or doctor who shares the beliefs and values that they do. Doesn't matter how much marketing money they spend or how much sweet talking they get on the phone. They're going to feel it. They're going to understand that that person is just like them. And that's okay. That's okay. And I think the sooner we can come to accept that we can't help everyone, we can't work with everyone, we can't resonate with everyone, it'll be much easier. Okay? You guys have a good week. Sorry I haven't been posting for a while, and I'll probably be kicking it up again as we get much closer to AEP. You guys have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye now.